I'm Zahir, Kelvin Abdullah, and this is Nightline. The top stories. Anwar says targeted subsidy for RON 95 petrol to cover all Malaysians. And fierce storm batters capital, wreaks havoc on buildings and vehicles. Malaysians will enjoy cheaper RON 95 petrol priced at RM1.99 per litre under the Budi Madani RON 95 initiative from September 30th. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the subsidised fuel will be available to all Malaysians regardless of income level, provided they hold a valid driver's licence. More than 16 million people are expected to benefit, with each individual entitled to a monthly quota of up to 300 litres at the subsidised price. Speaking at the monthly gathering with Prime Minister's department staff in Putrajaya on Monday, Anwar, who is also the finance minister, said non-citizens and large companies are not entitled to the subsidy and will pay the market price of RM2.60 per litre.
Saya juga sebutkan bahawa manfaat dan keistimewaan ini hanya sebagai penghargaan, pengiktirafan, ya, semangat dari hari kemerdekaan 31 Ogos, 16 September, Hari Malaysia. Jadi penghargaan kepada rakyat Malaysia seluruhnya.
He added that, like the Sumbangan Asas Rahmah or SARA scheme, no registration is required for Budi 95. Malaysians will only need to verify their MyCard to purchase the subsidised RON 95 petrol.
Pembaca MyCard itu disediakan juga di kedai, di pam minyak, jadi tidak terhad pada masa tempatnya. Itu untuk mengurangkan risiko kesesakan. Tapi kalau yang celik digital, ada option lain lagi. Touch and go boleh. Settle boleh. Jadi dia tak perlukan MyCard.
Police and military personnel will be the first to enjoy the subsidised fuel price starting this Saturday, while B40 and M40 groups who are recipients of the Sumbangan Tunai Rahmah STR will begin receiving the benefit the following day. E-hailing drivers, however, are exempt from the quota limit. Anwar said further details on the Budi 95 initiative will be provided by the second finance minister on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister said Malaysia is the only country in the world daring enough to reduce fuel prices for its citizens during a period of economic uncertainty.
Tapi Alhamdulillah saya syukur kerana kita dapat lagi dalam keadaan ekonomi tidak menentu melaksanakan sesuatu yang boleh benar-benar meringankan beban rakyat dalam keadaan sekarang ini.
He added that although the government inherited a substantial debt burden from the previous administration, this initiative was made possible through prudent governance. He further emphasized that the decision demonstrates the government's wise prioritization of the nation's interests at the highest level. On the same stage, Anwar said savings from the targeted RON 95 subsidy will be channeled back to the people. This includes upgrading infrastructure and carrying out repair works for flood damage.
Seperti mana SARA itu, walaupun kita RM100, implikasi keuangan kepada negara itu RM2 bilion. Ini dapat dilakukan kerana penyasaran subsidi minyak diesel dulu. Sekarang penyaluran subsidi maknanya naik sedikit untuk bukan warga negara, turun bagi rakyat, dan tentunya hasil pulangan itu akan kembali kepada rakyat.
Meanwhile, Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah Azizan said the government has assured that the MyCard system is safe and effective as the primary identification tool for the RON 95 petrol subsidy. The second finance minister stressed that this has already been proven through previous government assistance programs. During a working visit to Pulau Betong, Penang on Monday, Amir said the existing infrastructure is already sufficient to support the targeted fuel subsidy rolled out.
Kita tengok dari segi STR. STR cover 9 juta orang dengan penggunaan MyCard. So kita tak ada masalah, kita rasa dengan sistem yang ada, yang kita boleh menggunakan sistem yang sedia ada. Tak payah kita buat sistem baru, kad baru dengan ni semua.
He also gave his assurance that the government's information technology system complies with strict security protocols. Malaysians, he added, understand the importance of safeguarding their MyCard as it is linked to various essential services. Meanwhile, at the retail level, petrol dealers are bracing for initial operational challenges once the targeted RON 95 petrol subsidy system is implemented. Petrol Dealers Association of Malaysia, PDAM President Dato' Khairul Anwar Abdul Aziz said preparations are underway to ensure dealers are ready to assist the public.
When the system is launched, there may understandably be some initial challenges. PDAM appeals to the public for understanding and cooperation during this transition period. Our dealers and their staff will do their best to assist.
The subsidy rationalization rollout is seen as a positive move which will attract more foreign investments and better economic performance. Analysts also believe that the move will translate into improved welfare for the people and a fairer distribution of government resources. Economist Muhammad Afzal Nizam Abdul Rashid said the rationalization will provide the government with greater fiscal space, enabling funds to be redirected towards initiatives that benefit the people.
And above all, it would allow the government to have more fiscal space, which can be redirected towards more assistance in the form of cash transfers programs, more development expenditure to be rolled out for education, healthcare and infrastructure.
At the same time, Professor Emeritus Dr. Bajoyai Bardai believes the price adjustment, though marginal, will still ease household expenses.
The 6 cent drop in the price will provide a benefit of about 150 ringgit per annum for each household, assuming that they consume 200 litres per month.
As for University Utara Malaysia's Associate Professor Dr. Irwan Shah Zainal Abidin, the price drop will also provide immediate relief to households amid continued inflationary pressures.
So when the government reduced the petrol RON 95, I think this will directly benefit the people at large in terms of strengthening their purchasing power.
Also welcoming the rollout was the Federation of Malaysian Consumers Associations, or FOMCA. Secretary General Saravanan Tambiraja also noted that the monthly quota of 300 litres is more than sufficient for daily use.
This will definitely help Malaysians, especially those struggling with the cost of living. And for most drivers, I think the 300 litre monthly quota is enough for daily use. And also we welcome for e-hailing drivers who rely on fuel for their income. It's good that they can apply for extra.
Apa yang kerajaan umumkan ni baguslah kan. Maknanya untuk golongan yang pendapatan rendah amat bersyukurlah.
Alhamdulillah dapat meringankan sikit beban untuk e-hailing ni untuk bawa hari-harian. Kadang-kadang sehari nak isi dalam RM6, mungkin dapat kurangkan sikit lah untuk harian, untuk rider kan.
Untuk RON yang dah turun, bagi saya membantu untuk saya lah yang bujang dengan kita duduk dekat environment KL kan. Kos sara tinggi sangat tinggi sekarang ni, gaji rendah kan. So perlulah untuk ada subsidi kan. Sebelum ni tinggi, maybe kita rasa terbeban nak bawa kereta, terpaksa naik LRT dan sebagainya.
Heavy rain and strong winds lashed several parts of the capital on Monday afternoon, toppling trees and damaging vehicles. The storm, which struck around 3 p.m., also caused severe damage at the Sri Cempaka People's Housing Project in Pantai Dalam. Viral videos captured by residents showed roof fragments and debris being blown off and crashing onto parked cars below. At least 30 vehicles reported to be damaged, while the roofs of 4 units on the 17th floor were ripped off by the storm. Communications Minister Datuk Fahmi Fadzil, who visited the site, said residents of the 4 affected units will be relocated to vacant units within the same block, while the Kuala Lumpur City Hall identifies other available homes to accommodate them. Fahmi added that each family will receive 5,000 ringgit in initial aid, along with basic necessities. Elsewhere, in Bukit Damansara, near the Semantan MRT station, a large tree toppled and crushed several vehicles. As soon as the rain subsided, City Hall workers rushed to clear the fallen tree and debris. According to the Kuala Lumpur Command and Control Centre, traffic in the city slowed due to fallen trees and branches obstructing the roads. At least 17 trees were reported to have fallen in areas such as Jalan Hang Tuah, Bangsa, Pantai Dalam, Wangsa Maju, Setia Wangsa and Seputeh. Fortunately, no casualties have been reported so far, although several vehicles were damaged by falling trees. Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani has urged the developer of the Kampung Sungai Baru, the redevelopment project, to expedite the completion of 2 residential blocks which have been promised to residents. The Titi Wangsa Member of Parliament stressed that the ongoing court proceedings should not be used as an excuse to delay the project. Johari said expediting the project is crucial so the residents are able to return to the neighbourhood where their families have lived for generations.
Saya menyokong supaya pemaju ni cepatkan siap 2 unit dulu. Sebab 2 unit blok ini perlu dibuat kerana penduduk-penduduk yang dah pindah ni dah lebih 8 tahun ni. Dia orang nak balik tempat dia. Jadi pemaju ni jangan mengambil peluang delay benda ni dengan menggunakan alasan ada kes mahkamah.
He said this to reporters during the 2025 National Land Day celebration in Putrajaya on Monday. He also proposed that the developer engage with Uda Holdings Berhad if it is unable to proceed with the project. The Raja Muda of Selangor, Tengku Amir Shah Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah, will marry his fiancée Afza Fadini Abdul Aziz on October 2nd. The royal wedding ceremony will take place at the Masjid Istana Diraja Istana Alam Shah in Klang. The announcement was made by Sultan of Selangor, Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah, on Monday through a statement on the official Selangor Royal Office Facebook page. The royal reception and dinner will follow on October 22nd at the Balai Rong Sri and Balai Santapan Diraja respectively, both located within Istana Alam Shah. In preparation for the wedding, the Selangor Islamic Religious Department, or JAIS, will hold a Yasin recital and Majlis Doa Slamat at all mosques across the state on September 25th. On the same day, Sultan Sharafuddin and Tengku Amir Shah will attend a Doa Slamat at Sultan Salahuddin Abdul Aziz Shah Mosque in Shah Alam. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, has busted a fuel cartel in Sabah and Sarawak that had been smuggling subsidized diesel abroad for 10 years, costing the government 247 million ringgit. In the operation dubbed Op Karen, 6 individuals, including 4 company directors and 2 fuel supply managers, were arrested. MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki said the operation was led by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Task Force with support from the Inland Revenue Board, Bank Negara Malaysia, the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry and the Marine Department. Azam said the cartel smuggled subsidized fuel out of the country using tankers tracked in real time. He also revealed that the cartel's activities were shielded by secret societies acting as facilitators.
Untuk memudahkan mereka untuk menjalankan aktiviti bagi mengeluarkan minyak daripada Sarawak, daripada Bintulu dan kini Bintulu, sudah tentu dia akan memerlukan pihak-pihak berkenan dari segi untuk mendapatkan minyak-minyak daripada antaranya daripada pihak nelayan dan sebagainya untuk dimasukkan ke dalam tanker-tanker dan sebagainya.
So far, investigators have recorded statements from 36 witnesses to assist in the probe. Between September 2nd and 8th, assets worth 190.8 million ringgit were frozen or seized, including 110 million ringgit across 498 bank accounts. Losses are estimated at 247 million ringgit over the past decade in Sarawak alone, with officials warning the figures could climb higher as fuel smuggling in Sabah remains rampant. Azam said investigators were pursuing leads involving civil servants but declined to provide details as this was part of another ongoing probe. Foreign investors turned net buyers of local equities on Bursa Malaysia, with fund inflows surpassing 492 million ringgit. MBSB Investment Bank said this marked the second straight week of net buying by foreign investors. In its report, MBSB said the top three sectors that recorded net foreign inflows last week were transportation and logistics, industrial products and services, followed by technology. The only two sectors that recorded net foreign outflows were financial services with 154.7 million ringgit and healthcare at 38.1 million ringgit. The average daily trading volume also increased across all investor groups last week, with foreign investors posting an 88.3% increase, while retail investors and local institutional investors recorded expansions of 21.2% and 19.0% respectively. Two killed in car crash. This and more from the local front after this breather.
The best content doesn't just entertain, it sells. At Content Berhangat, we build campaigns that move customers from watching to buying. From screen to store, we know how to make every second of attention count. Custom advertising campaigns built for your business. Professional ads that put you in the spotlight. Exclusive rates you won't find anywhere else. It's not just advertising, it's real business growth. Register now at advantagersvp.com.
MHI berjuang untuk Palestin. Daya, kalau kita tak mampu untuk sertai sumur Pelotila, ada banyak lagi cara lain untuk kita zahirkan sokongan dan jihad kita demi Gaza.
Betul tu. Ramai yang nak badan kurus, tapi jangan sampai jadi kurus yang tak sihat.
Nak sambung belajar, fahami kriteria dan pengiraan merit untuk kelayakan diri.
Harga hotel di Malaysia mahal sampai orang tak nak melancong dalam negara. Betul ke?
Soal wang, kita bincangkan topik waranti.
Isnin hingga Jumaat jam 10 pagi.
Eksklusif di TV3 dan tonton.
Mesin jual air tidak berlesen, pengendali lepas tangan.
Saya tak tahu, dah tahun lebih dia tak nak. Kita nak cabut tak reti.
Pelaburan emas palsu, mangsa mudah terpedaya.
Umi nak ke mana?
Umi nak pergi jumpa coach.
Oh ni, coach pelaburan emas tu.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Welcome back. The Kota Kinabalu Coroner's Court heard the testimony of a student accused in the bullying case involving Zahir Karina Mahathir on day 11 of the inquest into her death, which was held behind closed doors. The proceedings involved child witnesses testifying in a specially arranged room, assisted by interpreters and support personnel. The student began giving her testimony in camera at 10 a.m. before Coroner Amir Shah Amir Hassan, with the proceedings concluding at 4:45 p.m. The child witness is reportedly scheduled to continue her testimony on Tuesday. In total, 35 child witnesses are expected to be called to testify throughout this special session. Members of the media are barred from following the session in order to protect the witnesses' identity and to avoid any undue pressure or trauma during their testimony. Only interested parties, along with legal officers from the Sabah Law Society and the Education Ministry, are allowed to attend as observers. Meanwhile, the Coroner's Court issued a show cause notice against former Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Shafie Apdal for contempt of proceedings. Amir Shah granted the application filed by lawyer Datuk Ram Singh, which was supported by all parties to the inquest. Meanwhile, the Attorney General's Chambers is reviewing the remarks made by Shafie over the inquest into Zahra's death during an event in Kinabatangan. In a statement on Monday, the AG's Chambers said it would not hesitate to take firm action within the ambit of the law, including initiating contempt of court proceedings following its review of the matter. It added that the statement made by the Semporna Member of Parliament carries the risk of creating inaccurate perceptions among the public, in addition to potentially disrupting the smooth progress of the ongoing inquest proceedings. Shafie, who is also Warisan President, was reported to have questioned the lengthy duration of the inquest on Sunday in a video clip that has since gone viral on social media. In Johor, a religious teacher and a supermarket manager were killed after their cars collided in Kota Tinggi on Monday. The incident occurred while both victims were on their way to work near the junction by the Semanga water treatment plant at around 7 a.m. District Police Chief Superintendent Yusuf Othman said preliminary investigations found that one car travelling from Kluang towards Kota Tinggi had veered into the opposite lane and collided head-on with another vehicle. Both victims were trapped in their vehicles and had to be extricated by firefighters using rescue equipment. 47-year-old Intan Yuliana Zahir and 37-year-old Muhammad Fakrul Razi Muda were pronounced dead at the scene by Health Ministry paramedics. Their bodies were then brought to Kota Tinggi Hospital for post-mortem. According to the victims' families, Fakrul Razi's remains will be laid to rest in his hometown of Menggabang Talipot, Kuala Terengganu, while Intan Yuliana will be buried in Kluang. The cause of the crash is being investigated under the Road Transport Act. Powerful storm forces Manila and Taipei to close schools. The details when Nightline returns.
Ada drama barulah kat Facebook. Nak download lah tu. Ingat jangan download ataupun share laman web Cetak Rompak. Jangan.
Mesin jual air tidak berlesen, pengendali lepas tangan.
Saya tak tahu, dah tahun lebih dia tak nak tu. Kita nak cabut tak reti.
Pelaburan emas palsu, mangsa mudah terpedaya.
Umi nak ke mana?
Umi nak pergi jumpa coach.
Oh ni, coach pelaburan emas tu.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Hai kawan-kawan pernah tak rasa tak selesa bila ada orang cuba sentuh badan kita? Kawan-kawan ni ingat tahu badan kita ni milik kita. Kalau ada orang sentuh tapi izin, korang cakap tidak. Lepas tu korang bagi tahu ibu bapa ataupun cikgu ataupun kakak dan abang, okey?
Betul tu. Ingat, tak ada orang yang boleh buat kita rasa takut dan tak selesa. Kita berhak rasa selamat dan dilindungi.
Wanita hari ini.
Selalu orang bertanya bila nak ada kekasih, bila nak berkahwin.
Ada yang lebih selesa hidup single.
Laksa bukan setakat laksa utara je tau.
Setiap negeri ada laksa tersendiri. Laksa Johor, laksa Nyonya.
Bagaimana untuk membaiki perhubungan selepas berlakunya curang?
Kembalikan kepercayaan pasangan anda.
Bila ada kematian mengejut, harta si mati milik siapa?
Ambil tahu, elakkan perbalahan.
Dalam perkahwinan harus berjuang untuk bahagia.
Kahwin bukan untuk sehari dua, tapi selama-lamanya.
Semua ni WTRI TV3.
Dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
On to the foreign front. France and Saudi Arabia are preparing to host a one-day summit at the United Nations a day before the start of the General Assembly, both of which will be heavily focused on Israel's war on Gaza and the elusive two-state solution. At the UN headquarters in New York, world leaders will convene on Monday to revive the long-stalled notion amid warnings that a contiguous Palestinian state could vanish altogether as a result of Israel's hegemonic moves in both Gaza and the occupied West Bank. France is expected to announce its official recognition of a Palestinian state, and others, like Belgium, are considering doing the same at the meeting. The summit is also expected to expand on the New York Declaration adopted by the General Assembly earlier this month after a July conference co-hosted by France and Saudi Arabia. The UN has expressed hope that the summit could inject new momentum into efforts to establish a UN roadmap towards two states. Meanwhile, at least 37 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli strikes across the enclave since dawn, as thousands continue to flee the ongoing assault on Gaza City. In southwestern Gaza City, 2 Palestinians were killed when a drone targeted a civilian gathering in the Tel Al-Hawa neighborhood, while 6 more lost their lives in separate Israeli strikes across various parts of the city. The Zionist military estimates that around 550,000 Palestinians have been forcibly displaced by the offensive on Gaza City, with aid agencies warning of overcrowding in areas south of Gaza where they have been displaced to. The Philippines and Taiwan on Monday suspended classes and work in government offices in some provinces, while Hong Kong's airport is considering halting operations for 36 hours as Super Typhoon Ragasa approaches. In the Philippines' capital Manila and many provinces, schools at all levels and non-essential government work were suspended, while several flights were cancelled due to strong winds and rain. Around 10,061 residents were also evacuated out of high-risk areas of northern and central Luzon. In Taiwan, work and classes were suspended in Pingtung, Hualien and Taitung counties, while all afternoon flights to outlying islands were grounded and 88 ferry trips on 13 routes halted. Meanwhile, Hong Kong International Airport is preparing to suspend all commercial flights over the next 36 hours, potentially affecting thousands of passengers. The halt in flights, which would be the longest ever carried out in Hong Kong, is likely to begin at 6 p.m. local time on Tuesday and end at 6 a.m. on Thursday. Also in the Philippines, 1 person was killed while more than 200 people were arrested following clashes between police and masked protesters at an anti-corruption demonstration in the capital, Manila. Police on Monday said that while most rallies the day before were peaceful, the gathering in Ayala Bridge and Mendiola, even though unprovoked, turned violent. At least 224 suspects were arrested, including several minors, while 131 officers were injured during the clashes. On Sunday, thousands attended rallies in Manila over a corruption scandal linked to ghost flood control projects that cost taxpayers billions of dollars. On to sports now. Football, the Super League. KL City FC cruised to a commanding 4-0 victory over Brunei DPMM to secure all 3 points and boost their campaign in style on Monday. At the Hassan Al Bolkiah National Stadium, Brunei handed visitors the lead when Yura Indra Putra inadvertently turned the ball into his own net in the 25th minute. KL City maintained their grip in the second half with Victor Ruiz doubling the lead just 4 minutes before the hour mark. Safawi Rashid then slotted home in the 64th minute and struck again in the dying moments to seal a commanding 4-0 victory for the City boys. On to futsal, the 2026 Futsal Asian Cup qualifiers. The national team extended their winning streak with a dominant 7-1 victory over Bangladesh on Monday to set up a tantalizing matchday 3 clash against Iran in the Group G qualifiers. Host Malaysia opened the scoring in the 7th minute through Awaluddin Nawi, but Bangladesh quickly equalized moments later thanks to Fayyad Azim. Malaysia regained the lead in the 15th minute with a goal from Daniel Dain, and just 2 minutes later, Mahathir Khairuddin extended the advantage to make it 3-1. Zahir Khan hammered home Malaysia's 4th in the 23rd minute before Mahathir scored his 2nd goal just 4 minutes later. Saad Sani then struck from the left flank in the 35th minute, with Harith Naim following up seconds later to seal an emphatic 7-1 victory for Malaysia. As we wrap up this edition of Nightline, we leave you with visuals from the heart of Paris, where restaurant professionals balancing trays with a croissant and a cup of coffee took part in the capital's 2nd annual 3.2-kilometer cafe race. With that, I'm Zahir, Kelvin Abdullah. Thank you for watching and have a good week ahead.